Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting?
Yes.
Any questions, any discussion?
So we gotta approve 2 sets of minutes though, right?
What's that?
We have to approve 2 sets of minutes?
Do we have to?
Yeah,
have to
we-
approve
Because we
them?
didn't have quorum last time.
Oh,
last time.
thank you, yep. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so it'll be the 5:14 minutes. Kurt, you reviewed
Yes, yep.
minutes from both meetings?
Mhm.
Okay.
Now, I think I missed one of them. I don't know which one it was, but we're going to collectively do it so I can vote on?
Yeah, you just
I-
abstain, I guess, from one, right?
Okay. I don't know which one it is though.
It was the 14th.
Oh, 14th, okay.
So do we want to vote to approve the minutes from 5:14? Any discussion?
So I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from 5:14.
Second?
Um, Any discussion? No? Okay. Let's vote to approve the minutes from 5:14. All in favor?
Right? Opposed?
You weren't there?
No, so I have to abstain.
And then the other one was it 4th? That was 5:14. Was the next one 4:23.
4:23.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a bit ago. It's a month ago. I know I reviewed them.
How did we not approve the 23rd when we,
We didn't have a quorum.
We didn't have a quorum, yeah.
no, on the 14th though?
We didn't have a quorum.
We didn't have a quorum on the 14th? Oh,
That's why we didn't approve them.
oh, okay, right. Yeah. But there's still minutes even though you didn't have a quorum. Okay, I get it. You approved of some things.
Okay, so everyone's had a chance to review the minutes. Um,
So I'll move to approve the minutes from April 23rd.
I'll second. Everyone, any discussion?
Nope.
Okay, all in favor to approve the minutes, 4:23?
Aye.
Aye.
I will abstain.
Okay. Motion carries 301. Okay. Going back to our agenda. Public input. Since we have, it's like Ryan and Coach K here. You guys want to sit forward?
Yeah.
Step forward and speak into the microphone. If you could state your name and your address.
Okay. My name is Ryan Chassie. My address is 1680 Wellington Road, Manchester.
And I'm Dan Kesslinger, better known as Coach K. I live at 161 Fieldstone Drive in Londonderry.
So Coach K and I have been managing and operating the challenge course at the Dare Pond Park. And we've been liaising with John back and forth about that since Coach retired from the school district where he was operating it prior to. And we just wanted to touch base with the rec commission and talk about what we've been doing there and what we'd like to continue to do there. And
Sure.
pretty much that's our agenda for this evening.
Right.
So we've been doing all the maintenance on the course, both if there's stuff that's needed, hardware on the course. The tree overgrew this particular thing. We've been replacing some of the minor pieces, and then of course volunteering our time and effort to be able to do that maintenance and upkeep on the course. The way we offset that cost is we bring in some outside groups, beyond the town groups or school district groups, and they pay a course fee every time that they use the course. Of course, under our supervision, we don't just let them out on the course. They pay a course fee, and that course fee goes towards those maintenance costs of the course. And that's essentially what we've been doing. And of course, coordinating the equipment with the school district, and all anything else that's facility oriented with the challenge course itself. So, yeah, that's it. Anything you want to add to that, Coach?
Well, I mean, the big ticket things that we've had to deal with, which we always would go to whoever the chair was at the time, was if, we had a lightning strike. We had a terrible windstorm probably about 5 or 6 years ago that did some damage. And so we would approach the chair or whoever was going to be the liaison to us to discuss how we would be able to recover from that loss. And it was always an insurance claim that was put in. And then slowly but surely, we'd wind up getting the materials that were necessary to fix what was damaged through the natural causes. And that's, I mean, other than that, we've had a pretty good rapport with town maintenance. We've had to have, we've asked them to come in and put down mulch, because in our inspection, we were getting a little shady and we needed to pad it a little bit more. And there were a few trees that have come down since then that they've been nice enough to come in and take down, cut up, and either put off to the side or get them out of there.
Yep.
So, I mean, we'd like to continue the same rapport that we've had across the board. Just identifying who, if we need to pick up the phone and call
Sure.
a number, this would be our contact person from now on. And part of our wanting to be here was just to say, hello, this is who we are. I'm still on campus. I do contract work with the school district, and we're on the challenge course. We've been on the challenge course all of May. The school uses the course in the fall and in the spring. And
We have the middle school out there next in June.
yeah, and middle school is coming out. We're working with the 7th grade grade level this year in a special project, and we're using the challenge course at the end of the year with them also. So the course is constantly used, although many a time I'm on the course doing maintenance, and a citizen will come up to me and go, wow, what is this? And I'll take the time to explain, and I never thought it was in operation. It is.
Yeah.
I guess you just have to be there when groups come in to utilize it. But it is used. We maintain it regularly. It's inspected. The school district pays for the inspection of the course, and it's a gem within the area.
Mhm.
And I know John was promoting if we wanted to try to do programming in the future, to try to use whatever we could in conjunction with the rec department to get the word out that this is what's going on. So,
Sure.
That said, that's all I need to add. Yeah.
Well, first, thank you for coming in, and because, as you said, you've worked primarily with John, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But I've always heard you, Coach K. I've heard his name. You drop your name, and that you guys ran the course. But like many in town, just never really saw you guys, or saw it being worked on. Occasion, I'd see maybe a Saturday morning, I think, or Sunday morning. So it's great that you guys maintain it and run the programs through it. I'm curious, you said it's maintained by, or is it insured by the school, or is it insured under our?
It should
town.
be insured under the town.
Okay,
It's inspected by
inspected
through
by the school, insured
district.
by the town. Okay,
And in the relationship that the school and the town have with this facility is kind of unique, because back in 2000, before I actually came to Litchfield, there was a recreation grant that was written, and through $18,000 part of that grant was the road course was funded for construction of it and all the safety equipment and everything. And as time has gone along, the town kind of owns some of the stuff, but because of warranties and everything, the school district wound up buying the other stuff, because as time went along, you could only use the harnesses for 5 years.
okay,
And the school district would wind up buying harnesses that were
to replace them.
replacing the ones that were being phased out.
Okay.
So, so the challenge course has some of the town recreation still belongs to, and some to the school districts belongs
Okay.
to. It's just a nice little blend.
Yeah, yeah. At least it's being maintained. That's good. And how many times a year? I know you said, what is it? Fall and summer, or what?
How many times a year? What?
The school, so the school uses it.
School uses it in the month of October and the month of May.
Okay.
And as time has been going on, special little projects have been, it's been being used by special interest groups in the school. For example, I'm doing a program with the special education department in July. So we'll be out there several days in July using the challenge course.
Okay.
7th grade is going to be coming out in June for a day activity.
Yep.
We had the freshman seminar
Oh
folks
yeah,
in
we're doing
September.
a freshman seminar.
Yeah, I
at
knew
the
it was
school.
used for the. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a nice, it's being used, and we're so happy that it is being used by the school. And we have other groups that have come in from the local area around that have utilized it, showcasing what the town has to offer.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does anybody have any questions or?
It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
I
though.
know, I know.
We always heard about you guys, but we didn't know, who you were. And I think this might be something not to ask now, but the scouts are interested in maybe trying your course too. My wife has, my wife runs Cub Scouts, or, she's one of the chair people. We'll have to exchange information later.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Most definitely. And I don't think I'm speaking on a term, but if indeed the commission would like to come out and spend a day, I know years ago when I was at Londonderry, we always had the school board come out for a day's activity or a morning's activity. Certainly could do that to show you what's out there, and also build some team amongst your group.
Team bonding, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have the high one, and you also have the lower course too?
Yeah.
You take care of that as well?
Yeah, the low course is to the right.
Yep.
As you go in, and then the higher course is divided into really two parts. There's the real high piece, and then there's an intermediate piece that goes closer to the pond.
Okay. And how does it look right now? I know we did take a tree down this early spring. The weather actually knocked it over.
Right.
Is it in good condition?
Yeah, I was out there early season. I had heard the end of last year that there was something going on with the town in terms of who was the person who was cutting up the trees and maintaining the trees. There was a little bit of turnover. Perhaps, I don't know if that information is correct or not, but when I got out there this spring and saw some down trees, I just went and cut them up and moved them out of the way. So the course is in really good shape.
Good shape, the wires and all that stuff?
Yeah, fared
Okay.
well this winter. Yep. So I was as there is every year in a pine tree course. Pine trees grow this way very quickly. There's some growth things, but that's normal for us to be addressing. And
Now, we
Addressing
did
that.
recently, we have a subcommittee, a playground subcommittee that recently purchased a bunch of mulch. So that was laid over by the playground.
Mhm.
But now you're saying the mulch in your area is also low, or is it at
Well,
code?
We had loads brought in because there was a lot of cutting going on in town when they were doing the power lines.
Okay, yeah. Yep.
And so that was like 2 years ago. In certain areas, we could probably have a little bit more, but for the most part, we're looking pretty good.
Is there a code that needs to be at?
yeah, and that stuff would show up with the annual inspection report. So if it falls, usually the inspector's really good about giving us a heads up, saying, hey, it's getting low. Next year, you want to make sure that you're adding some. So it's never like a big surprise with something like mulch levels or anything like that. That's so we generally see it coming. I don't think there was anything in the inspection report last year about that.
No.
So I think we're in pretty good shape right now.
Now, you asked about a contact, and at this point, we don't have any new chair. Our vice chair is still Andy Collins. And I don't know if the board, if we just want you to reach out to how you did the RC
Yeah.
at Litchfield NH
I
dot
can
gov.
certainly do that.
That would reach all of us, and
Yeah, it's been, I mean, as opposed to a few years ago, when we finally got that whole email thing not straightened out, but more organized into the town,
Mhm.
that one email address really it sends it to all of us. So it's a lot quicker in terms of response time, as opposed to looking for one person, because you never know someone's away or whatever. Whereas years ago, I mean, I remember before I was on the board, like you had to know someone's email address, and and John was usually the first one to respond. So you usually get John and just hammer away at John. At least this way, I mean, if someone's around and more available, it's just quicker to do it that way.
That brought up a question in my mind, because I remember last year I came to the course, and having John's phone number was convenient because I found the gate locked. And so when that gate lock was there, I noticed this spring that it's been open a lot more. Is
Right.
that, I was just curious what the general trend is with that. Should I be locking it when I leave, or is
that is a
the
good question.
idea?
We actually discussed that
We've
during
been
our last meeting.
Oh, you're still talking about it? Okay.
We're still talking about it because, it's a back and forth as to, we want people who want to use the pond to be able to get a boat in and boat out. By locking it, we don't give them that option as much. We don't really give them that option. However, we've been finding that there's a lot more cars down there than they really want down there. So it's kind of a half and half. If
Gotcha.
you still have the code from before, it's the same code. So keep it just in case you do
Sure.
show up and it's locked.
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's not being locked.
Right.
Right.
I've generally been leaving it how I found it at
Yeah.
the day when I
I mean,
arrived
if
there,
you
but-
want, I think the biggest thing we're talking about lately is closing it like halfway. And that usually discourages people from driving it out unless they really have to, but it still gives them, if they want to get out and open it. So, if you want and you want to close it halfway, that would probably help. But, if you forget,
Whatever-
it's no big deal.
whatever works best for you folks, honestly, is what we're happy to do.
Great. That's great. Thank you for coming in, introducing yourselves. We've heard your name, Coach K. Now we get to meet you, Ryan. So this is good. And I guess you two are our contacts going forward, just like we are for you. So any
Thank you very
questions or
much.
issues? Yeah.
What you do?
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Hi, folks.
Hi.
My name's Steve Gannon. I live here in Litchfield at 12 Nesson Keg Drive, actually a couple houses up from Andy. I sent an email to the email list a couple weeks ago, expressed my interest in becoming one of the board members.
Oh, yeah, Steve. Yes, you're the
I
Steve.
worked on the River Access Subcommittee with John and Jay and all the rest of the team, helped push that through, put that in. And I became more and more interested in getting involved with the town. That's something I'd like to do a little bit more, maybe help manage and take care of like water sports and water use, like the actual pond at Dara Pond and how it's used, when it's used, river access when it's open, when it should be closed. Maybe restart the fishing derby. I know the conservation committee stopped doing it last year, and I think would be interested to start that up again. Maybe do it at some different locations. So I figured I'd come in, at least introduce myself. Andy recommended I should come in and at least sit through a couple of the meetings. I've watched them all on YouTube, so I'm pretty up to date with what's going on. But I just want to come in, introduce myself, let you know I am interested, and so you'll probably see me sitting, lurking in the back of the room a couple of times.
As you can see, we need
Great.
members.
Thank you. Yes,
We
exactly.
definitely need members.
Now, how
So
many should be on the board? What is it, 5 or is it 7 or?
So it's 6. It's 6 and the selectmen's rep.
Okay.
then alternates.
And then alternates, and then we have up to 4 alternates as well. So we can be maxed at 10 members plus Kurt is the selectman's rep. So right now we're at how many?
5.
5.
Well, no, I'm sorry, 6 because Keith and so we're at 5 members, 6 with Kurt.
Yeah. So we still have room. We still have plenty of room. So
And as you can tell, we barely squeak by with a quorum.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed lately, like watching the YouTube, that 3 people will show up, and it's kind of hard to get things moving along.
Right.
So we definitely need people. So that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Okay, next on the agenda,
Requests?
facility and field requests. So I'm trying to remember what we had since our last meeting.
Well, there's been that conversation going back and forth about softball, but I don't think that has anything to do with the field
Yeah,
requests.
Craig, they want to have, they're changing Family Fun Day, it looks like, to a Family Fun Night.
Honestly, I think that whole conversation is they can use the field. They have
Yep.
the rights to it.
I don't know what the
We
turnout
warned
will
them
be.
about parking. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's
just-
it's the same as graduation. There may be a parking issue
Parking issue
somewhere
and attendance issue,
on
that's
both
the only
sides.
thing. Right.
So it's not enough for us to control.
Nope.
We can advise and say, by the way, it's going to be busy.
And
So-
that's certainly like the one time that we need to let the school use that parking lot. You know, I mean, that's just great for overflow parking, to shuttle
Right.
people back and forth or whatever. And yeah, that's definitely a useful space for them for
Yeah.
that night.
Yeah, does Campbell actually count on it? Because haven't they directed people to park there in the past on graduation night?
I'd have to look at there's probably an email that'll go out. I haven't paid attention. We got an email about the upcoming graduation.
Okay.
There's just the date,
Right.
but I can't recall if they direct people. I don't
And
know.
I'm not even sure would we even get it, or is it directed just
It
to
could be
senior
just directed
parents?
to the
You know what I
seniors,
mean?
right.
So I don't know.
I think for the most part, families know and students know, and there's a lot of, not only do you, if it's a nice day, now if it's a nice day, that's where the problem could be, because it's held outdoors. So if it's a nice day, anybody and their brother can show up and go to the graduation. If it's a bad day and bad weather, then they only sell tickets or give tickets, give tickets to the students, two per family. Yeah, so the attendance is much less. So they probably wouldn't even need the overflow parking because there won't be anybody really going, except for family members.
My son's graduating this year, so we should get the email soon. I'll let you know what it says once we get it.
Have you had anyone prior graduate? Do you know if they instruct them to park at Darrow?
2004, so it's been
Wow.
it's been some years.
Yeah. I think the main thing is it's the exact same time, and it's not, you have older kids, and then this obviously is an event for younger kids. So it's just which families are going to go to which ones.
Right.
So it could be good if they want the home run derby. It could. I'm assuming they've secured lights.
Yeah.
Do you know if they've secured lights? 'Cause that was one of the things that Craig said. I mean,
I don't have a girl, so I don't know.
yeah. All he said in his email was that they were trying to secure lights for the nighttime. So I can certainly reply back to him and say, we're not discouraging them. It was more just heads up that parking could be an issue.
I don't even know. Are they going to need lights? It's at 7:00.
No. 10. They're doing 9 to 10 home run derby for adults.
Did they change it though?
No.
Oh yeah, if they can find it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wants to do 9 to 10 for home run derby for adults.
One question: is there someone at Campbell we could send this to, just so they know that parking lot could be an issue that night? For their planning purposes.
We could send it
I'd
to,
say
I
we
guess.
could, but I'm not sure they're going to care. Just a guess.
And even if it weren't recommended by Campbell, so many of us know about that parking lot. You know, if I had a child graduating, I might be inclined to use the Darrah parking lot just because I know about it, and it's
Right.
it's a short walk. I mean, it's not, and it's public property. I mean, there's no,
Sure.
we can't cordon it off and say no, you can't park here because it's for everybody, you know. And if people that are going to the school choose to use the parking lot, I would say that they're going to be there, and hopefully it doesn't interfere with the softball, time.
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking if Campbell had other options, where they could direct people, knowing that
There
that would be a
aren't
problem.
other options.
No, where else is there?
Well, it's going to end up happening because people just park on the street, and then it's going to be, so.
Yeah.
I'd rather them, maybe we can't fix it, but I'd rather them know about it so they could get like police or people that are directing people heads up on how to manage it, even if we can't stop it. Not that we would, but
Well, it'll result in the fire department getting very cognizant of cars parking on, especially Woodhawk.
yeah.
Cars parking on both sides, and then they can't get an engine down there if they have to in case of an emergency. I'd rather they be tucked away in a parking lot, to be honest with you. But
Do you have any idea, Peter, why they changed it from a morning event, morning afternoon event to an evening event?
No, I don't. I mean, it's been pretty successful in years past. So
Morning, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I was wondering. It's like, okay, this is different. I mean, not that different isn't good. It could be good.
it's it is a little bit late in the season though. It's usually in May.
It's very
so
late,
They probably
yeah.
just ran out of.
Usually it's,
Options.
and I know the season started late too.
Yeah.
But this is, you guys have just about wrapped up at that point, right?
It's it. It should be done that day.
Yeah.
I think.
That day?
I don't think there's anything that next week. So I guess it could be that weekend, but I don't have anything on my calendar that goes past that.
So is that the only usage request? Kurt, I got back to your wife, Mary. So
Marie, yes.
Marie,
thank you.
sorry. About, so they're good to go.
I've had a couple of wives, but I haven't had one named Mary yet.
Yeah.
Marie, sorry. Yep, Marie.
If
So
one
she's
small-
good there.
What's that, Peter?
One small adjustment for the paint night this Friday. This is the fundraiser for the Christmas committee.
Which one?
There's a paint night this Friday for the Christmas committee that we approved a while back.
The Christmas one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just looking to get in a little bit earlier. And I realize, where are we with the codes being updated? Because I think I might just need to get something new from Andy.
That's a good question.
What do you mean, for you or for?
For the Christmas committee. So
I'm not even sure. Did they get a code?
back before they were changed, I got,
Yeah, I thought in July, like, no, not
Andy
July.
Andy sent them around, I believe.
Yeah, he sent everybody something.
Right. Yeah, I think I got mine.
Yeah, I
A
got
new one?
baseballs
Not a new
and
one.
Not for me, but for.
yeah, I got
lacrosse.
baseballs and I have a selectman's code
Right.
too. So if
Like
you guys,
30
you have your own,
You mean, ooh.
do you guys have your own
Yeah, but
.gov email?
No. No.
All right. Yeah, ask Andy.
Okay.
Email.
Just received a message from my wife, and the graduation information just says tickets will be distributed if indoors that morning. The decision will be made at 7:30. There's nothing about parking.
okay.
And one more thing to add, we've been going back and forth. I think you guys have all seen it. The porta potty at GMS. We are gonna probably relinquish that to the school or
Relinquish?
let them. Yeah,
relinquish me implies that they actually wanted.
Because right now it doesn't even sound like it's not under us.
no. Well, it is
It is
right
under
now.
us.
It is.
But it's not being cleaned. I don't
No,
think.
and it's not being used by any of us because we're not doing it. No, baseball's no longer there.
Soccer has been there all spring.
Yeah.
Like we haven't had one practice there.
Yeah.
So
So we're thinking about just pulling it from there, and since we don't have any rec going on there, might
Yeah.
pay the $60 a week or whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Yep.
But
Yep, that's
yeah,
fine.
the-
I mean, the school's the only one that uses, it's LMS softball and LMS baseball.
That's right. They usually soccer's down there.
Mm-hmm.
Usually soccer's there. However, the field's just you can't play on it right now. I don't know what it's gonna be like in the fall either. I don't know if it's gonna be playable again or not playable again. It matters if they get out there and actually do what they say they're gonna do and roll the thing so it's flat and usable. They've already they've put down dirt to like fill in the holes, but the rest of them feels like this. You're not playing on it, so. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't have an answer for the fall either. Not right now anyway.
So I think I'm going to just probably ask Troy to pull that and get it off of our invoicing, and we'll figure out what's going
Right.
to happen in September potentially. But I just don't. I mean, if soccer really, if you guys are fine and you're not going to use that field, then there's no need for us to keep
Yeah, no, I
maintaining something
agree.
there where it's $60 a week or like I said, or so. But
No, I agree.
Okay, do we have any other field usage requests?
I don't remember seeing.
Anyone
I
remember
didn't
seeing
see it.
anything?
I think so.
No.
I don't see anything.
Peter, I saw your note to, or your email to the, that lawyers that are looking to use it.
Yep,
So they're good to go.
they are.
She did have a question about, is there a fee?
Right. I responded back
Okay.
on that one. So
So I don't know if we want to, if we're done with the facilities and field requests, new business, it's on the agenda. Do we want to discuss the 2020 budget? I mean, I don't have any numbers. So
I think Andy was just kind of
Let's
throwing
get
it
it-
out there,
let's
just
get
so
out there.
just so we have an idea of what's going on.
So we'll just carry these over to the
Yeah.
next, just
Yeah, I
carry
mean,
these over. Peter, this and the RFP.
I'm gonna ask this now because I think it's gonna to going down the line. In terms of budget numbers, Kurt, when do we usually have to get those in by? Is it October, the end of October, beginning of November usually? If I'm
Yeah, I
not
mean,
mistaken?
we'd like to start seeing them by September.
Right.
Something happening, and without John around, I think that Andy kind of. If you want Andy to handle it, I'm just going to say that he's probably well versed in it. But I mean, Troy will guide us too. I mean, he can
Right.
help us quite a bit.
I'm just wondering now ahead of time that if I know we usually go to one meeting a month, but maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should go back to 2 meetings a month in August instead of waiting through August. I mean, if we're going to have to start looking at budget stuff that most of us aren't used to looking at, then maybe we should have that second meeting. Usually that second meeting is going to fall when the kids are back in school pretty much anyway.
Yeah, the 4th. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that if we
week.
can get an attendance.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree. But what I'm
I
saying, but I'm looking ahead, like, especially, you look at the fourth, one of the fourth Tuesday of the month is 27th. So it's not like it's, an early one, like the 23rd or
Right,
something.
right,
It's
right.
it's a late Tuesday. So it's just an idea. We don't have to say it, it has to be right now. We don't have to say, yeah, we're definitely gonna do it, but I think it's definitely something we should consider.
Yep.
And decide on,
Yeah.
at the latest by the July meeting, but probably.
I mean, let's face it; it's a $90,000 budget. What is there to worry about? You know, what I mean,
Oh,
we,
no,
we you know, it
Well,
should be
but we
pretty
do
simple
want
to figure out.
We, Troy said, I'm not sure if it's capital improvements, I think it was. I'd like to discuss the paving of Dara.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we have to look and
Yeah,
see,
you'll look at that next
where's that
year.
money gonna come
Yeah.
from?
Mhm.
That is just, it's
Well,
atrocious.
And that's something that when we do our budget, we can propose that as a one-time expense to the budget
Right.
committee and ask the town for that money.
And he said, I think Troy said we needed to list out our capital improvements, and that, I think, would be,
Yeah.
that's number one on my list.
Oh, yeah,
To get
yeah.
that taken care of.
Well, even with they created a little bit more parking, but there's a lot of water to manage in that parking lot.
Oh, there
It
is.
didn't happen. It's not all sheeting off still.
No, it's
Still.
you can still, it's still there. It's not,
Yeah.
it's helped, but it's not salted.
No,
Yeah.
no, and it'll
So-
just continue to,
And I guess if it gets paved, then it can be sloped and directed. And,
Yes.
Right,
and
well,
everything
yeah.
will
Yes,
just run into
drainage,
the woods.
whatever
Definitely
we-
needs to be, we definitely need to be sloped somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
but okay, so I'm good. I mean, if we need to meet twice in August,
August,
yeah. So the same thing with the RFP for field maintenance.
Yep.
We need to discuss that because that's coming. That'll need to go out. His season wraps up. Those
November.
contract ends December 31st, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But we need to get the RFP out there before.
I think his last payment is like beginning of December because he might bill us for like the incidentals through the beginning of November or something. But yeah, we
Or do we want to get the RFP out there by at least October? Get the notice out there because then we
we should
vote.
look at what we did last time,
Mhm.
because last time the timing, I can't remember off the top of my head, but the timing was a lot better than the time, like we changed, the
It
timing
was, we brought it way
changed.
back. It was
Yeah.
early fall, I think, that we started.
Yeah, so we should look at that same time frame. We should definitely look at the wording too that's in there. Because
We have to send it out a second time. right? Was this the time we had to send it out twice?
No,
The RFP?
I think that was 2 times
Time
ago.
before, okay.
And that contract, or that RFP, I should say, not contract, but that RFP taught me the differences in the meaning of the word shall and should. And those two words, when used the right way or wrong way, can create some issues for you or help you in some way or another. And that's just one of the, we need to look at the wording of the maintenance contract and, for the RFP and figure out, because when we set a deadline, if we set a deadline in the shall and should, for some reason, the last bid that came in was allowed to be past the deadline because they used should, not shall.
Shall, right.
I just think that if we want to keep this on track, we need to have, a deadline and, let's look at the language of it and
Right.
get it written the right way so that we can
And give enough.
forward with it.
And honestly, I think there have been times, and like 2 times ago, that I remember there was a whole thing about like trying to get someone in here and whatever. It was before I was part of it, but the RFP wasn't due until the end of March, and you're trying to start
Yeah.
maintenance. So
Open the
by pushing
fields.
it back was right, but I think we should look at the wording. We should give it. Sometimes I don't think we give enough time for that process either. Like all of a sudden we're turning in, we're saying you got to get bids in within a week or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
that's realistically, it should be a month or a month and a half. We have a deadline. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to sit there reviewing them all, but you give enough of a time span to have, people pick it up as they're, out there and submit it, as opposed to you have this really tight window. And if you missed looking at the website or the email or whatever, you're missing other submissions. So you're missing people trying to get it in.
Well, maybe Matt can put this on our
Google Doc?
no on our action plan to
Oh.
maybe get it done by August 1st. Let's set a goal and get it written and have a structure ready for the RFP by August 1st, and then we can start. Troy can take the appropriate advertisements out, and we can put the word out and have the new, put it up on the website, and then maybe give it till September 30th or whatever. I'm just throwing.
I don't know what the dates are. I don't know if last time we wrapped it up and we took bids in November. Who knows?
Yeah, we were deep into like.
Because when it's coming down to it, realistically, we aren't really starting the contract may run January to December,
Yeah.
but really we aren't talking about any maintenance until
April.
Correct.
So, if we're picking someone in the first week of December, the second week of December, it's not a big deal in terms of the vendor being like, "Oh man, I gotta be ready in 2 weeks." There's still that timeline. There's still that.
But we do have a problem where we need to budget within our budget for
Right.
this, and I think the sooner we can get this established and what everybody is willing to
Mhm.
accept for pay, then we'll know where our
Yeah,
budget
number.
needs to be.
Yeah.
So we
you're
already
right.
have an existing RFP out there from the previous one.
Yes.
So we want to look at that,
Mhm.
look at the verbiage, and look at the dates that we sent it out.
Yeah.
Correct? So we want to find out from Troy.
Yep.
If we can have the previous RFP and the dates that we did. So we can either reword the RFP, and if the dates were incorrect, do new dates.
Okay.
So the next one is warrant articles. Was that Andy that asked for warrant articles to be on the agenda, or did he did?
Yeah,
Did he?
no
Do we
idea
know
what he's
what-
talking
which-
about.
I think you just raised it in the abstract of if we needed to put a warrant article on what timeline we would need to operate on for that.
What
So
timeline?
kind
Okay,
of
so we
similar.
need to talk to, one, I don't know what kind of warrant article he's talking about unless it has to do with maybe the paving. But we need to get that information from Troy about when warrant articles would need to be written, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we can, I think, like in the fall, we start bookmarking warrant articles,
Okay.
and then, we get the language down before the end of the year. And then that gives us time to discuss it at deliberative. And then,
Do you need, can anyone just write a warrant article, or do you need signatures to back up your warrant article?
us as a group can propose a warrant article because we're the rec commission. If you wanted to do what's called a citizen petition warrant
Yeah.
article, then if you wanted to come up with something, you have 25 signatures
25, okay.
and then submit it to Troy or,
Okay.
to
But
the
us as a
town.
board, we can propose our own warrant.
Yeah,
article.
we're
Okay.
good. We don't need 25 signatures. There's only 4 of us right now. So,
All right. Next one is what I wanted to just discuss is the playground quotes. She has provided 3 that we requested.
Mhm.
So do we want to review them? Do we want to go with Miracle, the original quote that she provided, which is the actual equipment provider, Miracle? So she's provided the 3 quotes that we requested, and we just don't have anything at this point. We haven't responded to her.
Well, it was after the last meeting, so we had to.
It was after the last meeting, but I sent an email to you guys saying, hey.
Right.
So I didn't think we needed to discuss it again because we've already voted on it. She's already provided the quotes, and it feels like we just keep dragging our butts along with this. It's like, can she just go order the equipment?
Well,
at
right,
this
but
rate.
we needed 3 quotes. We needed.
But to
3
who? That's what I said. Okay, we needed the 3 quotes. We have the 3 quotes. Do we give it now to the selectmen? Who is, what do we do?
No, I think we just vote on which quote we're taking.
Well, is it even a vote? Or what, could we have just said to her 13 days ago, okay, I can't remember who I'm talking to. Go do the quote.
No, it's a vote.
It is a
yeah,
vote?
it is a vote.
Yeah.
Why is it a vote when we've already voted on the budget? How much she can already spend? Why is there a second vote?
Because we have to approve which vendor we're saying is going to provide us with the equipment.
Okay, I didn't think we had to vote on the vendor. Okay.
But as long as we have that
We're not
paperwork.
voting on the vendor, we're voting on the quote.
Yeah,
On the
whichever
quote. Okay,
quote.
so has everyone looked at the quotes
What's the title of it?
that were sent 2 weeks ago?
I know. What's the title of it?
It was
The quotes or-
additional
Rachel.
additional playground
It's from
quotes.
Rachel.
So,
Oh, okay, here I get them. I found it.
May 20th.
Yeah, attached. Yeah, we just need the paperwork as a backup.
But we don't need to go with the lowest cost option necessarily.
Nope. Go with the one that we can fit into our budget and whatever we have for money, and go with the one that gives us the most.
So it looks like the ones from Miracle were competitive in any case, and they matched the existing.
I'm sorry, Peter, I can't.
Sorry, the ones from Miracle looked competitive in any case relative to the other ones, and they also are the matching hardware out there right now, right?
Right.
So
Correct.
I don't see any reason not to go with them.
Am I missing something on the Miracle one? So I got 3 of these lined up side by side. Miracle's $383.
Yeah, there's
and the
another
other's-
one. I think I grabbed the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just for the baby swing, right?
Yeah.
Trying to find the. Now I can't find the,
Here, I'll send it.
Playground
You have
equipment
to
quote.
scroll all the way to the bottom of this, of the email.
okay.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them, but there's no,
Yeah, there it is. Okay. It's back in October, I think.
okay, yeah, I saw one from November from Andy, but I didn't know.
So sorry, I attached the wrong one. So this one has the, this one is 4,700. And then there's the extra one with the $383, it looks like.
So we got 4,100, then like 98 and stuff like that. That's crazy.
Which one are you talking about?
Well, I can you,
Forward that one to you?
yeah, take that Miracle one and send it out so I can, please.
Did you just do a new one, Mike?
I just forwarded it.
Yeah, Mike just forwarded it. There you
Okay.
go.
Come on. There we go. Why is Miracle like nearly half the cost of the others? I like Miracle because of that.
Yeah, I don't know why the other ones are so,
Seemingly the same stuff for the most part, right?
I'm trying to get back to it. I think it's the installation that is the big difference.
But are we not getting?
Honestly, the installation,
it's almost 5,000 for one of them.
right.
But we're not paying for installation on the Miracle one.
No, we are. If you go, the one that I just sent around, if you go down below, it's like, it says 1,700.
Oh, installation. Wow. Right. Huh. Still a great deal.
So yeah, so I think it's both. I think it's that extra swing and then the
Right. Because that's on the other
swing
quote.
bay and everything. So it's the 14, what was it? 4,000.
So you get 4782 and then the other one for
Right.
$382 added onto that. So it's a little over 5,000.
Okay.
And do we know how much we approved in our first vote? 'Cause I thought that 5,000 was the number.
It was definitely, we had more
No, it
than
was 5,000 was what we pushed forward from last year into this year.
Okay.
So
So that pretty much Miracle fits us nicely.
right, that's
Yeah.
from last year, this year, and then we still have this year's budget under repairs and
Correct.
maintenance to pull from, and not just for this, but for whatever else we may need to maintain.
So should I make a motion?
Sure.
Yes, please.
So I'll make a motion to accept Miracle with their proposal of, crap, and the other one on the screen, hang on. With their proposal of $4,782.35,
And plus,
along with the 300 and, you make me look for that one too? Hold on,
That is for the toddler seat, looks like.
that'd be two separate. Along with the $348 toddler seat.
$383 toddler seat.
$383. Oh, the $35 in freight.
Yep.
$383.
I'll second.
Poor Matt, he's going to replay this about 6 times before he understands what I'm saying. Email me, kid.
Any discussion?
No.
Okay. So I will reach out to Rachel and tell her to move forward.
Well, wait, we need to vote.
Oh,
vote.
so excited about getting this. Let's vote to approve.
All in favor?
All in favor of Kurt's motion?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Passes 400.
Perfect. Is everyone okay with me reaching out to Rachel and telling her to move forward with
Yes.
purchasing this equipment?
Yes.
Now, she will purchase this on her own and then submit the bill to us,
Oh,
similar to what she did for the mulch.
Well, that's Kurt.
yeah, no, this is a lot of money.
She has the invoice, right? Can the town just cut a check like a normal?
Yeah, I'm going to have to put all these emails together that were all chopped up, and and yeah, I'll send it off to Troy and Karen, and we'll find out what we need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll either use a credit card to purchase it, or write a check, or however it works.
Andy finally has cell phone service. He wants to know if there's anything he needs to chime in on or answer any questions.
I don't think so.
No.
All action items go to you, Andy.
You're not here, so
Actually, yeah, ask him about the,
Basketball courts?
no, a code for the winter.
I can email them.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we're good. Drive safe. Okay. So we're good there. Next up was it the playground I'm sorry,
Playground,
basketball court paving. Any status on that? Anyone hear anything?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, and the weather's been so bad.
Yeah,
still.
I mean, I have a feeling that. Well, I have a feeling the weather's been bad, so they have. Like went by there, and they're still had to put in 2 more hoops from what I saw. But
There's 2 hoops up, right?
Right, there's
Yeah.
2 up. I haven't heard anything about the paving though. The painting, not paving, painting.
And I did see the old hoops are still laying on the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
So those need to get addressed before they get, I don't know, can they get warped or damaged by laying on the ground like that?
So
Over an
the
extended period of
posts, no.
Okay.
The
Boards, yeah.
backboard and rim, yeah, they can be. Those can be warped. You know what I mean? You don't want those. You really don't want those laying on the ground the whole time.
I know, and there's, yeah,
I mean, ideally, they should have detached the backboards from the posts already at this point.
okay, so they're still there, so, all right, well, I guess,
I mean, yeah,
the boards can definitely fit in that shed
yeah. I am not. Yeah,
over there.
Yeah.
Whenever anyone wants to put them in. So, okay, so we have no update on the basketball court painting.
no.
Okay. Guess the next one was just the summer commission.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm the dates so we could lock them down.
So June and July would just be the second Tuesday of the month,
Second Tuesday of the month.
right? We always meet just the
Oh,
first.
the second. Yeah, my
just
bad.
the first time. One meeting
Right.
held each month, and it's usually just the second Tuesday of the month. So it would be June 11th, and then July 9th. And then if we decide to do 2 meetings, which is fine, for August, it would be August 13th and then August 27th.
Mhm.
So those would be the dates. And then if we have new members, those would be the dates.
So
Yeah,
11th,
sounds right.
11th, 9th, and then back to 2 in August. Okay.
Yeah.
So we still haven't voted on the bylaw. So now we've moved down to old business.
Right.
We haven't voted.
We haven't, but we can.
We can.
Now that we have everyone.
We do
Now
have
that we have a
we do have a
quorum.
quorum, correct. You've been around for the bylaws discussion.
Yep.
Kurt, have you been brought up to speed or reviewed the bylaws?
I've looked at them. Yeah.
Okay. So we good with,
I was good with the changes when we came out of it that night.
yep, me
so,
too.
yeah.
I
So,
don't-
but we haven't had a public comment opportunity, right? Like there hasn't been a.
We've had a month.
I did post them on the website. They are
Right.
out there.
Okay.
Yep,
okay.
they
Because
are.
the last of the is we had the special meeting, and then the next meeting, which was on the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
Was when they were put
Read aloud. yeah.
read aloud and done everything. So it's been a month now. So
And they are on the website.
Right.
Yep.
So they're visible.
That's true. But I just said, yeah. So we didn't have a discussion about them at that time. We just read them
Correct.
per the process.
Well, Andy read them out loud in here.
Yeah.
did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would like us all to be here for that one, but it's also the reality. It's probably not going to happen.
I mean, if we want to wait again, I'm okay, but
Honestly, it doesn't matter how. Honestly, I'm not sure how long it's going to take before everyone's here.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
And now
gonna
that we're rolling into summer,
we're gonna
yeah.
We're going to gamble 2 weeks from now and hope that everyone's here again. We're going to gamble 2 weeks from now. When we
They
actually have a
won't, it's
quorum
summertime.
again.
It's summertime. They won't.
I mean, that's the bigger problem. 2 weeks from now, we may not have a quorum. We just don't know.
Okay. Do you want to make a motion?
So I'll make a motion to accept the bylaw changes as proposed or as presented in the April 23rd, 2019 meeting.
Second.
Discussion?
Any discussion? No, I had no issue with whatever issues I had, we were discussed then.
Right.
And I think it was just taking some of the things away.
Right.
Well, chapter 134, section 3.
It was a chapter 134. Done. I'm out.
That's a lot of reading.
A lot of reading. So,
Yeah, let's vote on
Okay. So, hearing no discussion, all those in favor?
it. Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Passes 4-0-0.
we just have, any other discussions? Anyone has anything they want to bring up? All right.
Nope.
Then I will, make a motion to adjourn. It's 8:31.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right.
All those in
All in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned. Or adjournment. That's it. I can't do this.